Hello, welcome back to my corridors. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my corridors. It's been a while. Yeah, I dyed my hair a different color, but and the dye is fading out, so I need to go dye it again. So, um, today I'm gonna be doing what I normally do every year, like my top 5 metal stories of a certain year. This time I'm gonna do for 2022. I know 2022 is over, but normally I do 3 stories, like my best experiences as a metalhead, but today I'm going to do 5 because I had a lot last year, so. And I wrote down a list, so if I look over here, that's just because I'm looking at my list to remind me, because I'm very forgetful, so. Alright, so the first story, I wanted to mention, you probably saw my last video, like my best 3 experiences as a metalhead 2021. You probably heard about the story of how I mentioned how I saw this car with a bunch of stickers. A lot of them were folk metal. Like, I remember that it had an Insafirm sticker on it, a Monomarth, Insomnium, Dark Tranquility. So, I found out that person actually lives here in my town. It's not like they were visiting my town. They actually live here. So, I was dropping Aaron, my brother, off at school, and I saw the car and I got so excited it was parked in front of somebody's house. I'm like, oh my god, there it is! I didn't know they lived here! And Aaron and I got a better chance to look at the car, and it also had a Vader sticker on there, which was pretty cool. They had a Lorna Shore sticker on there. I think they had a Cannibal Corpse sticker, maybe, but I don't remember. I know they did have some death metal bands on there. Those two I definitely remember were on there. I really hope I do meet the person who owns that car, because I've just been dying to have a conversation with them about those certain bands that they like, so who knows, maybe it's somebody I already know, so I don't know. But hopefully one day I'll meet that person who owns the car. Do let me know in the comments if you can hear my audio, because I am filming on my cell phone, so hopefully you guys can hear it properly. So the second story was I went to the fair. It happens every fall. And Aaron bumped into one of his friends that he used to work with, and he was wearing a Whitechapel shirt, and I complimented his shirt, and he said, thanks. And we had a conversation about him, and I mentioned how we went to go see them that year. And he's like, I saw them too. I'm like, you were at the same show? He's like, yeah. So I think it's really cool when you meet somebody who went to the exact same concert as you. That was really, really cool. To meet somebody who went to see Whitechapel the exact same day that I did, so that was pretty badass. Alright, so the third story was me and my boyfriend Derek were going to get lunch somewhere, so we decided to go to Carl's Jr. We ordered our food, and then the lady taking our order, she saw Derek's Lamb of God shirt. He bought it when he and I went to go see them together. She's like, did Lamb of God come here not too long ago? She asked that, and he and I mentioned, yeah, we went to go see them. And he mentioned how that was my 3rd time seeing him, and his 2nd time seeing him. And she mentioned how, the lady taking our order, she mentioned how she had seen them at Ozfest a long time ago, and I've never met somebody who had went to Ozfest, so that was pretty badass, so. And it was a pretty good day. The rest of the day, for me and him, we got our food and spent the day together, so that was pretty wonderful. Alright, the next story happened when I went to go shopping at Albertsons. I go there a lot, because where I'm from, we used to have a Kroger, and I miss Kroger, and the closest thing they have to Kroger here in my town is Albertsons, and I do love shopping at Albertsons, so I like it so much better than Walmart, so just throwing that out there, totally random, but I needed to. So it was late at night. Aaron and I, he used to work at Albertsons, so that's why I'm mentioning him a lot. So we went to shop there one night, and the guy, like, bagging my groceries, he was having a conversation with the cashier, because they're like 2 separate people. One of them bags the groceries, the other one, like, does the cash register and stuff. The person operating the cash register was talking to the person bagging the groceries. He mentioned Sabaton, and I'm like, sorry, I'm being nosy, but did you just say Sabaton? He's like, yeah, they're an amazing band. I'm like, dude, they're so badass, I love them. And then he also mentioned how he likes another band. He's like, there's another band I really, really like. They're called Epica. I'm like, dude, I love them too. Not a lot of people talk about them, but I love the crap out of them. So that was pretty cool. I don't hear a lot of people, like, in my town mentioning power metal. Like, I'll hear them talking about, like, death metal and, you know, Lamb of God, Metallica, stuff like that. But I really loved hearing somebody here say that they like Epica and Sabaton, who I really love. When I'm not listening to black metal, death metal, or gothic metal, I listen to those, so yeah. Alright, the last one is also, it happened at Albertsons too, but there's a Starbucks inside the Albertsons, so I can't remember, I think I took Aaron to go do some school stuff, and I wanted to go to Starbucks because I was thirsty and wanted Starbucks. That's probably the whitest thing about me, that I like them. Like, I like drinking Starbucks, so I just had to say that. So, um, the guy taking my order, I noticed on his apron he had a pin for Power Trip. It was like one of those metal enamel pins. He had it on his apron, and I compliment. He's like, "Thanks." That's the first time anybody's even noticed. That's the first time anybody's ever complimented them, and I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, Riley Gale. And we had a conversation about Riley Gale. We had a lot. We talked a lot about other stuff. This is actually, I found out this guy's actually a friend of my brother, so I got to see him later on again. So that was pretty cool. But in that moment, we were talking about, he said he was going to go see Napalm Death, and I think they did come to El Paso. I missed out on the opportunity, so I said, yeah, I can't go, I have to work. So, and he mentioned how he also likes the band Frozen Soul. I'm like, they're pretty badass too, because I didn't mention this to him, but I was thinking, their bass player does follow me on my Instagram, so that was pretty cool, and they're a pretty badass band. But yeah, that was pretty cool that we had a conversation about Riley Gale and about Power Trip, because that was the very first time I saw anybody wearing merch for Power Trip. And it was so cool that I was the first person to ever compliment his Power Trip pin. I was the first person to even notice, so it was a win-win. So, alright, I think that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Support me on social, support me on whatever, and stay metal.